What is up, YouTube? My name is Damir. I'm a creative entrepreneur and wedding photographer based in Luxembourg, Europe. And today in this video, I want to give you 3 tips on how to choose the perfect wedding photographer for your wedding. So I hope you're having a beautiful day so far, and I hope that I am only gonna make it better and I'm gonna bring you value. And yeah, let's just straight jump into this video and check out how you choose your perfect wedding photographer. I'm not really gonna talk about any technicals, so I'm not gonna tell you, yeah, you should really watch out that your photographer is the perfect technical dude, that he knows all his stuff. Let's just assume that everyone who calls themselves a wedding photographer knows what he's talking about. So, having that out of the way, I want to start with the first point, which is that you should identify your photographer's style and choose for yourself whether it's yours, whether it matches your expectation or not. So, it is very important to know that every photographer has their own style of, let's say, style of editing, style of taking photos, different angles that they use, and different just a different way to approach it. And you want to check if that is matching with what you expect from a photographer, and if it's just if you're harmonizing, the chemistry between you two, if that's good. Because the thing is, if you find someone which has a very good price, let's say, but your style doesn't really match what you expect, and you try to convince them to do something different that is not really matching to what they initially want to do, you will find that you are trying to change someone. You're trying to change the photographer to be good for you, which you should not do. You should just take them as they are. Either you like their stuff, either you don't. If you don't try to change them. If you do, that's perfect. They're gonna do a great work because they know how to do their style. They know what to do to get the images how they usually do them. So that's one very first thing that I find is very important. One second thing, which is again super important, is how you feel around that person. So why am I talking about this? The thing is, when you're at the wedding, you don't want someone to have at your wedding who is making you feel, I don't know, uncomfortable maybe, or maybe makes you feel scared because you're being photographed and you don't know how to what to do, how to act. You're not feeling natural how you normally do. So it is very important to have someone who knows how to make you feel at ease, who you're harmonizing with. I'm talking about the couple and the photographer, so you two, and the photographer should be able to really communicate and be be friends. You should not see the photographer as someone that is just giving you a service and that's it. It should be a very intimate and very friendly base. The base of the friendship and just of the partnership, let's say, should be very friendshiply, because ultimately, when you have a photographer at your wedding, he's gonna be around you all day long. So he's gonna be he's gonna follow you along. He's gonna have a shooting with you and your groom, or you and your bride, or whatever combination. And he is supposed to make you feel at ease, because if you want to have nice photos where you and your groom or your partner, let's say, is where you are together, you want someone to make you feel good, to make you feel comfortable, to give you space, to give you time to enjoy the moment. And if you don't feel that warm connection between you and the person, it probably is not a good match. Find someone who you are genuinely, I don't want to say attracted to, but who you really like a person that you really like. We're not talking about any technical photography, not one who is super skilled. We're assuming that they all are skilled if they call themselves a wedding photographer, but what is very important, in my opinion, second to that, is the warm connection between both the partners and the photographer. And then moving on to the last point, which also ties into that, is trust. If you don't trust that the person that is taking the photos will do a good job, you will always be skeptical. You will always don't choose someone just because of the price maybe they give you, because it's a very affordable price, but you don't fully trust them. If that's the case, and you don't really care about how your photos turn out or if they're good or not, fair enough, that's your choice. But what I'm saying here in this video, is supposed for all of those couples that really want the best product they could get, like the best photos they could get of their big day. So try finding someone you have trust in, someone who you can clearly see he knows about their stuff, and you just feel a natural trust. You don't have to question yourself about anything. If that's the case, it might not be a good fit. So yeah, a lot of those things that I talked about right now are much less business and pricing, but much more about interhuman connection, if that makes sense, like the smooth kind of whatever. But it's a lot about like how you feel around someone, like the soft skills they have. Are they good at like conversating? Are they making you feel good? And only then you should decide, okay, is he in my budget? Is he not in my budget? Or she, I'm sorry. Is it just, is it a question of money? Is it a question of how he makes me feel? And if at the first place someone makes you feel great, you like their style, you like their photos, then only think about, okay, can I afford this photographer? And if not, maybe I can ask him. And if you really want to work with them and he really wants to work with you, there will always be a possibility to maybe adjust prices or talk about it and change the package or adjust it to your needs. So yeah, that's it for this video. Basically, I just wanted to point out some minor small things that I find really important when I choose my couples that I want to work with, because I don't choose not every couple I talk to is booking me, and I'm not considering every couple that I'm talking to make them book me, because sometimes it's just not a good fit. And it's very, very important that you feel good about those people and that they are just trusting you. Because if I, like, as a photographer, don't feel that you are trusting me completely, it is a very hard time. Like, it's not easy for me either, because I know there's some skepticism. So, you know, there's some tension, something that's unsaid. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Obviously, all the stuff that I just said applies to people who really take care about, like, who really attach an importance to their photos of their wedding, who really want to get the best product. And honestly, there are people who don't, which I completely understand. Like, for some people, it's just like they want it captured, but they don't mind how it's done or if it's like how it looks. It's just about the capture itself. So sometimes maybe some people don't even need a photographer. They just have someone of their family who takes photos with their iPhone. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how it's done. But this video and these tips only apply to people who really are thoughtful about it and are looking out for someone. So watch out for those things. The first thing is that you trust them and you feel comfortable around them. That it's a friend, like it's more of a friendship and not just like a pure cold business relation. Second thing is that you identify their style and you see, okay, this is how he takes his photos, this is how he edits them. Do I like it? Do I not like it? And if you don't like it, move on. Find someone who you like more and whose style you prefer more. And then the last thing is that you trust them, that you give them their trust, that you show them that you give them that trust, that you really are confident in what they are doing, and which gives them a certain confidence and makes their work easier in consequence as well. A little bonus tip for wedding couples: how to make the work of the photographer easier. I might tackle that in a separate video entirely, but one small thing you can do as a couple is to prepare a certain action plan. Like, create a list with the things, with a schedule. How is your wedding gonna look like? When are you? And not only the stuff that is about, your guests, but rather think about, okay, what is the first thing I'm gonna do? When are my preparations starting? How maybe even tell them, how does your wedding dress look like? Every little detail matters to us photographers. What is your decoration looking like? Where's the location? At what time do we arrive? When should the guests arrive? And when does the reception start? When do people eat? When's the ceremony? Everything. Point out everything in the first place. That way they can really imagine how the wedding is gonna look like, at least how you want to look it like. And try to give them a sense of the vibe, do you want it to be like very nostalgic or very just simple and clean and pure? That also tells them how you are, like, as a person, what your vision is of this wedding. And also, eventually tells them, okay, I think we're a good match and I think my style matches your expectations or not. So yeah, that's just a small bonus tip. Point out a precise schedule of how you expect your wedding to look like. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I am thinking about doing more of those. Honestly, like very honestly, I am really not the person to be behind the camera, in front of the camera. So I'm trying to feel more at ease with that by doing a video about something that I'm familiar with, something that I know about very well. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're gonna tune in for another video sometime soon. Thanks for watching, and peace out.